We're in VirtualBox 6, and we're going to take a look and see how we can enable drag and drop. Now, the first thing you want to do is to make sure your guest editions are installed, which I covered in another video. But basically, you go to Devices, click the Insert Guest Edition CD image, go to File Explorer, and then run the executable that's in that. If you need more details, just find the video on that in this playlist. The next thing we want to do while our virtual machine is booting up is go to Devices, and we're going to go to Drag and Drop, and we can see right now it's set to bidirectional. So you can either have it disabled if you don't want it, a host to guest where you can drag from the host to the guest, or vice versa. Bidirectional I find is the most useful. So if it's not enabled, then make sure you enable it. Sometimes after you enable it, you'll have to restart your virtual machine as well. It also depends on those guest editions. So I'm going to log in to our virtual machine, and then we're going to test to make sure that drag and drop now works. So I'll grab a file that's sitting on my host called a test.txt file. And sometimes you have to wait a few seconds until everything is completely booted up before it turns on that drag and drop feature. All right, I've waited a few seconds until it's all started up. Now I'm going to take this text file, I'm going to left click, I'm going to drag it into my screen. Now, if you see the red circle, it means it's not going to work. Something is wrong. So what you should see is the plus copy. As soon as I let go, it copies that file, and there's my text file. So now that my copy has been done, if I want, I can open up my file or do whatever I need to do. If it's an executable, I can run the executable and install any kind of program. So that's how we enable the drag and drop on VirtualBox 6 in a virtual machine. Now, I have seen plenty of times where you do everything right and drag and drop still doesn't work. So you can fall back to devices and shared folders. Now, I did a video on shared folders as well, so take a look at that in the playlist if drag and drop didn't work for you and you've installed the guest machines and enabled the bidirectional drag and drop feature and it still doesn't work.